The Red Door Project is a nonprofit based in Portland, Oregon, founded in 2011. The Red Door's mission is to change the racial ecology through the arts. Well, what the hell does that mean? Most people, when they hear our mission, focus on this word. We want to shift our collective focus to this word, to what we mean by it, and why it's so important to us. Because when we talk about race in this society, we almost inevitably and immediately create a schism, a polarized model where you're on one side or the other, a violent play of opposites. And once we're in this model, this mindset, we are trapped in opposition, and there's no way out. This is the absence of conversation, the absence of learning, the negation of our humanity, and this is the level of discourse in our society right now. A model that is rigid and fixed, where crossing that boundary feels impossible. So if we're going to survive, we need a different model, one that shifts us out of the play of opposites and into something shared. Ecology is the interaction of differences to create mutual benefit, a model where everything and everyone has a place. So ecology is a model where our differences are the very thing that lead us to wholeness. So the best way to change our ecology is to bring more difference into the spotlight. How do we do that? All living things, people, animals, plants, viruses, even our cells, everything that's alive, does the same three things. Our first order of business in life is to stay alive, to stay safe. So we fight and defend ourselves from invasion, from harm, from danger. And when we talk about race, it tends to be on this level, the level of reinforcement, defensiveness, pain, anger, and shame. So all life is driven to protect itself. But then something happens that pushes us out of our comfort zone, what we think we know, what we believe we are capable of, and suddenly our reality becomes bigger. With willingness and vulnerability, we take in new experiences. And this shift into a larger sense of ourselves and reality changes us forever. We integrate this growth and we become something new, something different than what we were before. Protect, expand, evolve. All living organisms do these three things. And because it's a cycle, the question becomes, how do we keep moving? What happens in between that propels us from one state to the next? Here is our answer. Art is the transformational agent that moves us from one state into another. Art is how we change our ecology. In 2016, we put this philosophy to work. The Red Door took on one of the most important and difficult issues facing our society: police profiling of Black men and women in America. We brought New Black Fest's Hands Up to Portland. 7 monologues by 7 Black playwrights documenting their personal experiences with profiling. Stories of fear and anger, strength and survival. Stories that personalize rather than politicize. Through art, we asked audiences to stand in the shoes, hear the voices, and witness the truths of 7 human beings. And for a few hours, we dissolved that hard boundary we all feel trapped behind. One night, a Portland police officer saw the show and, moved by what he heard, told other officers about Hands Up. An unexpected opportunity appeared. The Red Door met directly with Portland police leadership, and cautiously, we built a foundation of trust. We performed Hands Up for officers at their training facility, and they, in turn, invited us to go through some tactical trainings to give us a glimpse of a day in their lives. They listened, and so did we. The stories we heard were new to us, and we knew we wanted to put those truths on stage too. In 2018, we created Cop Out, a series of monologues written in collaboration with police officers that give voice to the experiences of men and women in law enforcement. Hands Up and Cop Out offer us the chance to leave our zones of protection and expand. But this is more than just good theater, active listening, or a fair and even analysis. Together, these shows provide a roadmap, a framework to have a conversation that we've been told is impossible, a place where both sides speak truth. Listen, develop empathy, and begin to see each other as whole human beings. A safe space to take in alternate views, challenge our own assumptions, and witness another person's lived experience. This is how we change our racial ecology. By shining a light on the power of differences, not to divide us, not to define us, but to awaken us, to connect us, to challenge us, and to change us. This is the Red Doors mission in action, and it's just the beginning. Now it's time to invite new communities into this dialogue, from federal and state law enforcement agencies to leaders in criminal justice and elected officials. This is our call to all of us to come shift together. Because when we listen, we change. So we thank you deeply for your presence, for your willingness, and for your support. Now, let's open the red door and evolve together. Thank you.